Hi there! I just lined up a bunch of Sabfoil Moses foil, and the reason that I did that is, well, I had a look for a long time on the Moses website and I couldn't really decide which one to go for, so I ended up buying almost all of them. Right here I have the W1000, the 940, the 799, Buzz Pro, and finally the 945. I also had the 950 and the 1100, but ended up selling those, and I can get back to why I did this. But to help you not being in the same position as I am and end up buying way too much equipment, I'll make this video to maybe help you make your decision easier, because all the numbers on the wings, they relate to the wingspan, but it doesn't really tell how the foil is to ride. And I use the foils for wing foiling. My weight is 70 kilos and I ride a 58 liters board normally, so then you have some reference. If we start with the W1000, this is a really fast foil for cruising, so a free racer I would say. The profile thickness is 15 millimeters, so it's a perfect foil for cruising around the bay with a lot of speed, or maybe take a trip around small islands or stuff like that. It goes upwind like a dream. It's really stable and just love to be sailed with full speed, and that also makes it jumping really high with this foil. So a lot of fun here, but it's not as good as is pumping. Of course you can pump the foil, but you can't accelerate the foil when pumping, so it needs speed. It's a gliding machine. The foil that has almost the same speed as the 1000 is the W940. This has a profile thickness of 15.5 millimeters, so just a half millimeter thicker profile, so also really a fast foil. Funny, I don't find this as pitch stable as the W1000, so a little bit more nervous, but much more playful. It turns and carves much better, also pumps better. So I would say this is a really good downwind foil. So for downwinding or wave riding in high wind, this is the foil to go to. The bigger brother of the 940 is the 945, but it's a lot very different foil to the 940. I would say the profile thickness is 16.5, so 1 millimeter thicker, but not as fast as the 940 at all. Still a fast foil for sure, but no free racer here. Much more like free riding. It pumps also like the 940 very well. Not as good as the 799, but I'll get back to that. So this is a really true free ride foil. Pumps well, it can ride waves, it starts quite early, maybe around 12 knots I would say. The 1000 I need maybe 15 knots to get going, and the 940 maybe 17-18 knots to get going. So this quite it starts early and a really good cruising foil. So if you want a little bit more versatile foil than the 1000, then the 945 could be the one. The Buzz Pro is the foil with the shortest wingspan of these. It's 80 centimeters, and the thickest profile, it's 19 millimeters thick. So this gets going, in my opinion, at the same speed as the 945, even though this is 1300 square centimeters and this just 1100. And because it's just 1100, it's also really fast foil. So maybe the 945 is a little bit faster, but this is definitely up there. So quite fast foil, but gets going really early for its size. So for wave riding, because it's really good at turning, this is really good, and also for just freestyling and cruising around. So very versatile foil here as well. So that makes it really hard to decide which foil to go for. So let's talk about the one so in the Moses Sabfoil range for wing foiling, you also have the 950 and the 1100 and the 1250. The 1250 is for really big guys or light wind. So if you maybe above 90-100 kilos, a good beginner foil will be the 1250. The 1100 is if you are below 90 kilos for a beginner foil, or for a light wind foil for a lighter guy. The 950, when you progress, you can step down to the 950 for the 1100. The reason why I sold this is it's a very versatile foil, but it can't pump as good as the 799 and the 945, and the speed is the same. So I would prefer these for the 950. And when you have a good pumping technique, you can get the 945 or the 799 going at almost the same speed as the 1100. So, and these, the 945 and especially the 799, is much more playful foils. So to sum it up, the W1000, free racing, cruising around the bay, going upwind, an excellent foil for this. The 945, also cruising foil, get going in lighter winds, and pumps better than the 1000. The 940, really good at downwinds, and the 799, really good for freestyle and wave riding. Hope you can use the inputs to make your choice easier. Have a nice day. See you on the water. Bye.